Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all having a very good Tuesday afternoon. This is, of course, the Burnley preview. Burnley at home. The Premier League is back. Feels like ages since we played in the Premier League. It was the 13th of January, I think it was, the Newcastle away game. That's a long time, but it's a welcome return. It's a good fixture. Vincent Kompany coming back to the Etihad. Guys, before we get into the ins and outs of the Burnley preview, please hit a quick like on this stream. It's free to do. Big thumbs up button down below and hit the big red subscribe button too, and become part of the community. Now, of course, this stream is slightly earlier than usual. We usually do this later on in the evening, but we have a big show tonight. Big Steve show is back. Guest, it's announced. If you haven't seen it by now, will I play the clip now, bro?
Yeah, go for it. It's only 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'll play it now. Here's the guest. I hope you're all looking forward to it. There you go, Kevin Horlock, ex-Manchester City player, over 200 appearances for Manchester City between 1997, I think, and 2003 or something like that. I had a quick look at his Wikipedia. Obviously, I'm a bit young to remember Kevin Horlock in his prime, but Big Steve is joined by Kevin Horlock tonight. I will be tuned in. Jordan will be tuned in. It's undoubtedly going to be a fantastic show. You guys need to tune in too. It's scheduled. Go hit a like on it nice and early and show support to Big Steve and Big Kev Horlock as well. But listen, let's get down to business, bro. Burnley at home. Like I said, Premier League is back. Feels like ages. Really does feel like ages. How are you feeling going into this one? I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Pretty confident. I think we should be confident. No disrespect to Burnley, but we should be beating them at home. They've not had the greatest seasons either. Company's year in the Prem hasn't been the best. But I am looking forward to it. And like I say, Premier League football, I feel like it's just been ages since we've watched City. I know obviously we've seen Spurs the other night, but being used to like a game every 3 days, having to like have one in the space of 2 weeks is a madness. So I'm glad that we can get our City fix straight away after that Spurs game. And then obviously we've got a little bit of a wait again because we play Monday night next week. But I think we should all be definitely confident for this.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you can't feel confident for Burnley at home, when can you feel confident? That's with all due respect to Burnley. But if we have aspirations, which of course we do, of winning the Premier League, this is it's a fixture you simply must win. You simply must win. There's no room for slip up here. There's no room for banana skins. This is one you absolutely must win. And we've harped on for weeks and weeks and weeks on this channel. My hair is wet, Evan. I'm literally just out of the shower. We've harped on for weeks and weeks and weeks about how this month is a great month of fixtures in terms of winnable fixtures, very, very winnable fixtures. And this is on that list. This is just an obstacle that we have to overcome. Arsenal play Liverpool this weekend, this Sunday in the Premier League. An absolutely huge game. Someone is dropping points. One of or both of Liverpool or Arsenal are dropping points this Sunday. So, it's so important that we capitalize on this period. Burnley at home, Brentford away next week's difficult, of course, as well. We must pick up our 6 points in these games, bro.
Yeah, very, very true. Obviously, we know that the March period is really difficult for City. Difficult run of fixtures. Like you said, but we've been through this fixture period before, and it's 100%. We should be winning all these games in and around this until we get into those like difficult back to back and around the Champions League kind of games. To throw stats at you, bro. City have won 16 of the last 17 meetings with Burnley in all competitions. We've drawn one, winning the last 12 in a row by an aggregate score. This is the last 12 game that we've won 12 in a row. Yeah, the aggregate score of 43-1.
Okay,
which is wild. Actually wild. So I mean,
yeah, that doesn't read well for Burnley.
Particularly, we do score quite a few goals against Burnley, as that points out. I'm not sure where they're at in the Premier League right now. I'm going to guess it's around the bottom three. Yeah, the 19th on 12 points. They're not having a good time at all. On the contrary to that, we're actually in some very good form. When was the last time we lost? Aston Villa. And that's the last game, and that was the 6th of December. So we're nearly 2 months.
That was Erling Haaland's last game in the Premier League as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was Erling Haaland's last game. Was that game?
We will get on.
If he comes back and we lose, we know that he's the problem. We need to sell him.
Yeah, he's the problem. he chose the wrong club, all that stuff. Guys, 100 in the building. Make sure you've hit the like button. It's free to do. Massively helps. Please hit the like button. But yeah, look, the Burnley at home is a fixture that you should be winning. But look, the games in Turf Moor for me for a while were always kind of touch and go. 1-0 and these kind of things. They were touch and go for a while. But
I remember one a few years ago when we won 3-1. I think it was. I think Gabby Jesus and Aguero maybe scored in the second half, and that was a tight game all the way through, until that the last 10, 20 minutes, something like that. And because I used to think that Turf Moor was a difficult place to go as well.
Do you remember the game? It might be that game, or why do I feel like it was 1-0 where Aguero scored and the ball was barely over the line, in a league title run? Someone in the chat will remember what I'm talking about. Aguero scored it. It barely went over the line. The goal was given. It might have been 1-0. MCFC lads in the chat, I'm expecting you to remember the game I'm on about here. I think it was 1-0 City. I think it was 1-0 City. So someone's going to know.
Oh, wait.
2019 April. That was it. Really close to the end of the season.
Yeah, I've got it here. I've just seen a picture of it then.
Yeah. So look, Burnley back then under Sean Dyche, different team. Under Vincent Kompany, now they're struggling. Yeah, 1-0 in front of the away end. Exactly. That's the one. I remembered it. April 2019 in that 18-19 title run with Liverpool. Crazy game that was. Crazy game. Big up Mohammed here with the 199. We need to make up a goal difference in this game. Look, with Erling Haaland back, we're going to get on to Erling Haaland properly. We're going to talk about some of Pep's quotes in the press conference as well, because there's a few good ones that I think are very relevant. It is a game. Look, goal difference is an important thing, and we say it a lot, and many people believe that it can be an extra point come the end of the season. Goal difference. And look, if there was a fixture that you'd say City could work on their goal difference and improve that, with all due respect to Burnley, it could. You could. If things go very south for Burnley tomorrow, it could be a game that we work on our goal difference. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible to Burnley here because I don't want to be difficult, but
but if things do end up going that way, that it's like heading towards a cricket score, then like say we're 3-0 up at half time, then I'd be full sending, because you don't really get too many games where you can look at that and go, we can make up a lot on the goal difference. Our goal difference right now is 25. That's 3 above Arsenal on 22, and Liverpool top of the goal difference this year. They've got 29 goal difference. We have scored the most goals, however, we've conceded more than Liverpool.
Yeah.
So if we can make up 4 goals, if we can win 4, if we can, obviously it's a very, very, it'd be fortunate if we did, but if we could win by a 4-goal margin, we've just instantly made up that goal difference on Liverpool, and we'd only be 2 points behind them.
This is all perfect case scenario, best case scenario. Look, the most important thing is just getting the win. Even if we win 1-0, I don't care. The most important thing is getting the 3 points. But best case scenario, Mohammed, absolutely the goal difference be the main thing. Pep has been speaking in his press conference. We're not going to go through absolutely every quote because most of them are him just saying, I respect Vincent Kompany and that kind of thing. But there is some significant ones. The first one I want to read out is that Kyle Walker will remain Man City captain, confirms Pep Guardiola. Absolutely, because it's a decision for the team and not mine. I support him and his family. I don't talk about personal things. So my guess from this is they had a conversation about it. The players, the manager, Walker probably had a conversation about it, decided what was the best way to move forward. and they show support for Kyle Walker. Which, look, when you think about it, it's probably a good move. It's probably a good move because if City had have stripped Kyle Walker off his captaincy, that would have created a whole media circus. It would have created a whole story and narrative, negative attention that Manchester City absolutely don't need right now, just as we're starting to click into a gear that looks like we could get into title-winning form. We're starting to put a run together. I think we're on like 7 wins in a row in all competitions. The last thing you need is even more negative attention. And to be fair to Kyle Walker, he played quite well against Spurs on the weekend. Dapp said last night maybe he now has it off his chest, off his shoulders. It's not nice for him in his personal life what's happened, but it's kind of done now. You can hopefully park it there to some degree and move on and deal with the consequences. But I'm okay with it. Look, if Pep and the team decide Walker is to remain captain, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Cal with the flash. Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think he should have been stripped to the captaincy. I thought it was weird him being captain at the start of the season. I mean, I thought that was weird anyway. But I don't. If you strip it from the captaincy, then you fuel the fire even more. You're basically getting it like we've had this whole media circus over the past couple of days, and then you're basically throwing more coal on the fire and letting it burn again, and then he's got to go through it all again because he's just been stripped of his captaincy. All the questions then become about Walker. I think it's just something that doesn't need to be done. And if the players are happy still with Kyle Walker as their captain, then that's fine. End of the day, the players choose the captain. I know ultimately he's down to Pep, but the players choose their captain.
He puts the respect. He's enough respect for the squad to say you guys choose it, which I think is a very good. It's good for relationship between management and playing staff when the manager, the main man in the dressing room, Pep Guardiola, says, "I'm going to allow you guys to make the decision." It's not him saying, "I'm the main man here. I'm going to decide absolutely everything." And of course, they have the leadership squad, so it's not as if Kyle Walker is the only man that younger players or new players will look up to. You have Rodri, Bernardo, De Bruyne, Diaz as well. So look, that conversation should just be parked for now, unless he goes and does something else. I don't know what he's able to do at this point. Just park the Kyle Walker thing. He's captain. We have to get behind him. It is what it is. Another piece of news from the Pep Guardiola conference is that Manuel Akanji trained yesterday and doesn't feel anything in his knee. It's really good news. And that means we now have a fully fit squad. Absolutely everybody is back in training. Everybody is available for selection now with Akanji and probably Haaland too. You don't know how much they're capable of playing, how long they're capable of playing. But in terms of who's together with the squad, absolutely everybody is back, which is huge. And I've kept saying this for a few weeks now that it feels like everything is falling into the right place for us nicely. Week on week, we're getting our wins. You know, we beat Newcastle. We got Tottenham away in the cup, beat them, got our first goal there. Haaland's back. De Bruyne came back. Akanji's back now, fully fit squad. It's a real feel-good factor right now, I think, and hopefully continue that tomorrow night.
Second half of the season, City just seems to be coming back again. Like, as much as first half of the season us can be like, we need to do it, it's just being proved that it is happening again. We're currently unbeaten in 7 games. I'm probably unbeaten in more than that, or whatever it is. Won our last 7 or whatever it is. And it's looking good for us, man. It's looking good. I have had no doubts on my confidence from from the first half of the season, like towards the end. You know what I mean? In like December and that, I remember us doing streams and stuff saying that I believe that we'll still be there at the end of the season, even when we were going through wobbles, even when we did get beat by Aston Villa, we were making it difficult for ourselves with a few drop points, obviously then 4 draws in a row, or whatever it was. We were making it hard for ourselves to win this Premier League. However, fortunate results in other games have allowed us to still be in this at this point without even our full strength team. And we now finally have a fully fit squad, and we have the chance now to go 2 points behind Liverpool. It's wild. It is actually wild. And now we get to see players like Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, Doku, these players flourish, which is mint. It's nice to just have this free squad. It feels a little bit like it stinks of someone else getting injured now. Do you know what I mean? It feels like we never always have a fully fit squad. But fingers crossed that doesn't happen and we can have a fully fit squad for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, like I say, it's all falling into place, and there's a possibility that we could be top of the league in 2 or 3 weeks' time if things go well. Like if Arsenal were to beat Liverpool this weekend, obviously we beat Burnley, hopefully, and then if we were to beat Brentford, which I believe is our game in hand or potentially our game in hand, we could find ourselves top of the league, which would
Yeah.
be absolutely huge considering the 6 game period where we didn't win at all and things were looking very doom and gloom. But look, we have to see what happens, and you're hoping for other results to go our way there as well too. The final thing I want to talk about from Pep's press conference that I think will make a lot of you very happy is he was asked naturally about Klopp's exit from Liverpool and how this will impact him. And he says, and I quote, "I said many times, I have everything a manager could dream for at Man City. I have everything. The hierarchy support me. The players support me. We have a good environment. Still, I feel good, and one day it will finish, but I'm not thinking about that right now." He's a crazy man, Pep. He's a crazy man, and there's a massive part of me thinks him seeing the news about Klopp leaving, he'll just view it as an avenue to continue the success. I think he knows deep down Klopp is the closest competitor in the Premier League. He knows Klopp is the one most capable of really challenging us and damaging any success that we strive for. With Klopp leaving, Liverpool will naturally have a downturn. You know what I mean? They'll feel the impact of Klopp leaving because he is their Pep. He's their Liverpool. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Pep make an extension of some sort over the course of the next 6 to 12 months. But it's nice to hear Pep saying how happy he is.
Yeah, it's he's reiterated this now twice, I think, over the last 2 weeks. He spoke about this post Spurs, and he said then that like he's basically open to the idea of extending, like maybe another couple of years. And as much as he asked this question, Pep ain't gonna say that they want him to be like, oh yeah, I'm thinking of leaving. They don't want Pep at City. Like they want him to be like that. And obviously, like I say 3 days ago, he said 1 more year, like he's definitely gonna do it at City. And then he said, and maybe extend. So he's already speaking about extending. He's already said the words himself without being asked about an extension. He was asked about whether he's now tired and ready to kind of give up the way that Klopp's been going. Like he's saying, nah, I've got another year left and I'm open to extending basically. And that's sick to hear as City fans. We currently have the best manager in world football, and I believe he will extend. All these young players that are coming through, I think Pep wants them in a team. And if Pep wants these players in a team, then surely he's extending.
I think if you read between the lines, he wants an extension. I think if he had any inclination that he was going to, that he planned on packing up and leaving, he'd be saying things like, "Oh, we'll see at the end of the season."
We'll see.
We'll
Yeah, because don't get false hope up for the fans.
Yeah, we'll assess when the time is right, type thing. You know the buzzwords, the cliche quotes of a manager who's keeping his cards close to his chest, but there's chance he might leave. Pep's talking. He's using the word extension. He's actively using the word.
He's
extension.
using that.
Don't say that if you're not going to follow through, and I don't think he would. My guess is there's an extension coming, but Pep doesn't sound like he's going anywhere. He's really happy, and we've reiterated this so many times on this show. He has absolutely everything he needs, all the tools, all the resources for success. He knows he's not going to get better. He's just not anywhere else. No one's going to give him the love and resources that we've given him. And I think he realizes that if he continues, there's a real chance, an opportunity for him to cement a crazy legacy that we've never ever seen before. So it's good news. It's good news. It's good. Makes for a good reading if you're a Manchester City fan to hear these quotes from Pep Guardiola. The whole press conference this morning was full of good quotes and good news. The full team training, Pep talking about extending, and then of course, I don't think he mentioned it, or I don't see quotes about him mentioning it, but we do know that Erling Haaland is available for selection. He will be with the matchday squad tomorrow for the first time since we lost to Villa on the 6th of December. It's now the 30th of January. We have not seen Erling Haaland kick a ball since the 6th of December. So almost 2 months. We're a week short of 2 months since Erling Haaland last played, and he's going to be welcomed. It's a welcome. It's a welcome back, Erling Haaland. I am so excited to see Erling Haaland play football again. And I don't mean this disrespectfully to Julian Alvarez or anybody who's played in the false nine or the striker role since Erling Haaland's been out, but it's missing. You can sense him missing. You know what I mean? You can sense the predator in the box is not there.
The thing that's highlighted a lot is, and this is even when it's bad because when we're playing well, this is still highlighted, and we've been playing well for quite a while now. And Alvarez keeps getting painted with the missing brush. You know what I mean? Like missing posters going up everywhere for Julian Alvarez. Still, we had a good game against Spurs. Still, people saying about Julian Alvarez being missing. It's just I don't think it's quite working right now for Alvarez. I don't know if he needs a period out of the team. And I know that obviously he played really well at the start. He played really well at the start of the season. This second half so far hasn't been so good for him. And I think Erling Haaland will just create more of a presence. Yeah, that's the quote that I've seen, that Haaland will return to City squad against Burnley. And I think there's a potential for Erling Haaland to start.
Yep. Yeah.
I think he could start.
My feeling with Haaland is that he probably, if we were playing in a Champions League final, I'd say 3 weeks ago, Haaland would have played. I think Haaland has been ready to play for a while, and I think Pep and the medical staff and the physios and all have decided to take the same plan that they did with Ruben Diaz last season, which was give him an extra 2-3 weeks of rest and recovery and, physiotherapy and building up fitness and strength again, so that he's fully primed and ready to go. That'll hopefully last him right through to the end of the season, because Haaland played so much football last season without a proper break. Like he had a few injuries scattered here and there, but he didn't have a period like he's just had of nearly 2 months. And that was the first time in Haaland's whole career, really, where he played a full season of up to 50-odd games. So it would have been a lot of wear and tear on his body. And you could see he slowed down a bit towards the end of the season. His output wasn't there. He spoke himself about how he got tired. And that's natural. He was 22, 23 years old. It was a lot for him to take. Now you've had your 2 months break. You've enjoyed yourself. You've gone out to Abu Dhabi. You've gone to Saudi Arabia. He should be fresh. He should be raring and ready to go. And this will hopefully tomorrow be the first time that we see Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland played together since, I don't know, did they play against Burnley in that first day of the season together when Kev went off injured? But it'll be the first proper look we get since the very first day of the season, at least possibly even last season, at a revived, refreshed Kevin De Bruyne and a revived, refreshed Erling Haaland, which makes for very, very scary hours for the rest of the Premier League and particularly our title challengers.
I completely agree. I think it must be like wild to think like months ago, like a month or two ago, you had Arsenal fans telling us that it's not our year and that then we had the media telling us it's an Arsenal and Liverpool title race. Do you know what I mean? And then it was so naive of everyone to write us off so soon. And then we got back into it, and now we've got Haaland back. He's been out for a month or whatever it is. We've got him back now, and we've got Kevin De Bruyne back. Like, I think you can't underestimate them two together, because if them two can form a great partnership and get them, like, they can get that brain link on point, mate, the Premier League should be worried. They should be worried. When you've got a guy who scored 50 goals last season coming back into his side, who'll be more hungry than ever to get back into goal-scoring form, especially because even though he's currently still top goal scorer of the Premier League on 14 goals, I think he's joint top with Salah, I think he'll be disappointed with his first half. I think he'll be looking at that first half of the season. He'll be frustrated because of the chances he's missed. Haaland has missed so many chances in that first half of the season. We've all seen it. We've all seen it happen, and it's frustrating. I think he'll be frustrated, and I think he'll be raring to go again. So hopefully he is. Hopefully he is, and he smashes it for the next half of the season. But it's clutch. It could be the difference between us winning the title and not.
He will be disappointed with his first half of the season. Look, it's the nature of him and the standards he set for himself. He knows that. Look, there's a lot of games I was at in the first half of the season. Nottingham Forest's, Newcastle's, Fulham's. We ultimately won the games, but we could have won them by a lot more. And maybe our goal difference would be in a much better position, because Haaland genuinely missed some actual sitters, which were very out of character for him. But as I say, you have to reflect on the 18 months Erling Haaland has had. It was treble winning season non-stop, straight into this season. The guy was fatigued. The guy was, all the mental pressure on him. Everyone constantly talking about Erling Haaland, and he had to maintain this all the time. And he's still top scorer, as you say, which is another testament to how good he is and how mentally strong he is. But I'm expecting to see a revived, refreshed, galvanized Erling Haaland roaring and ready to go. And I hope that starts tomorrow night. For those of you who watch the Big Six, you'll see I predicted quite a high score for Manchester City to win by. And I think Erling Haaland's going to have a say. I really think he's going to come on either start or come on and get a goal tomorrow night. He's huge for us. He really is. Like, I've watched, the Newcastle game a few weeks ago and some other games where Alvarez is playing up front, and he's a bit raw, Alvarez, and he doesn't have the same composure in the box. Like with Alvarez, he has this thing that really pisses me off, where every opportunity he gets to score, he always has to absolutely thunder bastard it. When sometimes he should just place it and go for composure and precision instead of just absolutely smashing it. And it'll go up into Rowe's head. Sometimes it might go wide. Whereas Haaland will know, I just need to get this on target, and it goes in the back of the net. That's the difference between an elite world-class striker and a very good one, because Alvarez is very good. But with all due respect, you're not Erling Haaland.
Yeah, and don't get wrong, it's something that a lot of strikers, even Erling Haaland, is guilty of doing that as well at times. Like the amount of time, how many times, bro, this season we've seen Erling Haaland blast it over the bar. Like, but the thing is, Haaland gets more of them chances. Like for Alvarez, who doesn't get as many chances as what Erling Haaland does, he needs to be more clinical, because Haaland will just get chance after chance after chance after chance. It's funnily enough that there was a Nike event the other day where Nike and Sports Direct have just done a thing.
Oh yeah, did you meet him? Did you get to speak to him?
No. I would be buzzing if I did. It basically it's like a Q&A. He just sits there, like he's pretty much like right next to me, innit? Like right in front of me.
Did you ask him a question?
No, because they're all pre-prep questions, in it. I mean, it's all BDPR now, and it's not like it says Q&A, but they couldn't just sit there and go, right, okay, hands up, he wants to ask him a question. That'd have been sick. But
so what were you doing there?
I know, that's what I thought as well. I was sort of like, what am I doing here? But anyway, first to Nike and that for inviting City Extra and that. But something that he did say, and how he got asked a question of if you could give any advice to people right now who want to become a striker and want to be, up and coming kind of thing. No, it was advice in front of goal. If you're running through for a goal, what's your advice? And Haaland's advice was to hit it as hard as you can. He said, just hit it as hard as you can and get it on target. And I was like, yo, the amount of times we've seen him this season hit it as hard as he can and it just blasts. I was like, maybe Alvarez is getting his advice from Erling Haaland. That's why he keeps hitting it as hard as he can.
I'm not gonna argue with the guy, because I don't think I'm in a position to be telling Erling Haaland to be.
You're a baller. You got the skills, bro. You need to.
You know what? I take back everything I said. Keep hitting it as hard as you can, because it's obviously working for the guy. So yeah, Haaland is back. Hopefully, we'll get a look at him tomorrow. With Kevin De Bruyne too. Obviously, very exciting to see both of them hopefully play together.
Right.
But yeah, will we go into predicted 11?
Oh, yeah. Have you got the thing?
Graphics, if we want them.
Yes, get them. This is the best lineup graphics.
I spent hours making these graphics, people. Here you go. There we go. People, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button on the stream. Nearly 200 in the building. Get the likes up, man. Let's try and get up to 100 likes. Rapido. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and get involved. Get involved in this lineup builder. We're going for a 4-3-3 as always. Standard Manchester City.
Standard.
Is Ederson's fit, isn't he?
Yeah. Ederson is back. He's been back in training for a few weeks now. I think he was back. I think he was training at Abu Dhabi as well, or wherever they went. So I still think it'll be Ederson in net.
Right, Ederson in net.
I think you can easily just throw Kyle Walker in. As much as what everything's going on, I do believe he'll start anyway.
The newly single man, Kyle Walker.
Yes, newly single but an extra kid. See, is John Stone? John Stone's available, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Well, the whole squad's training, aren't they? Diaz is one. Diaz is the right side, isn't he?
Diaz has got to play, surely.
Ruben Diaz, our number 3. Right,
man's
Ruben
not
Diaz
single. He's got 3 mistresses.
He's a naughty boy, man. He's a naughty boy. Anyways, left side. I liked the Ake Vardiol that we saw at Tottenham.
I could see an Ake Vardiol, but and then my head just kind of thinking, is he going to play a Kanji?
Nah, he won't start a Kanji.
It feels rushed if you start a Kanji or Stones to me.
Yeah. I think Haaland's closer to starting fitness than a Kanji is.
Yeah, so I'd throw Ake and Vardiol back in.
Chat, what do you reckon? Ake and Vardiol? I'll put it in anyway, and you guys can let me know. So Ake left side centre half, he was mega against Tottenham, by the way, absolutely mega. And then Josko Vardiol. Do you see that little dickhead? What's his fucking name? The United reject, Elanga. See what he said about Vardiol?
No.
Yeah. Do you know those TikTok filters where you get random players thrown at you and you have to rank them blinded so you don't know who's coming next?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was doing one of them, and he gets Vardiol comes up and he goes dead player and puts him in at 10th, and he's been dead serious.
Rah.
Yeah,
That is
Elanga.
wild. That is a
Elanga.
major L from Elanga.
Elanga.
L anger, innit? L anger. George is following Walker's footsteps. Didn't he say 10th player?
Nah, he said dead player. I watched it. I watched it properly to make sure, and he said it so like casually as well. As like dickhead move. Anyway,
that is a dickhead mood. Fucking anger. Yeah, so I'm happy with that back four. Chat, what are you saying? Happy with the back four? I know people saying not Altay says as a kanji, but I think I'm game with that back four. Yeah, we know Rodri will definitely start 100%. I think Kovacic should play.
Yeah, he was really good against Tottenham. What do you think of Kovacic, Bernardo? Kovacic, Foden?
I still feel so bad on Nunes. Because I still can't find a place for him. I can't find a place for him yet.
I think Kovacic, Foden.
Kovacic, Foden makes sense.
De Bruyne?
KDB could start today, actually, yeah. Austin, you are right, and you are right, Hugo. KDB to start.
Beside cover. But then where does Foden go?
But Foden's been playing bare, so you could even rest Foden for this game. Could
we see a Foden De Bruyne?
Nah, I don't think he'd risk that. It's too ham.
Overkill.
If Burnley is sitting 11 men behind the ball, it's something that you could use from like a tactical change and bring Foden on. I think Haaland starts. I think Kovacic. I think Kovacic and De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne starts.
Okay, boss. Your wish is
yeah. I mean, you can do a poll in it and find out. I just think.
No, you've decided his fate.
I just think Foden deserves a rest.
Kovacic, De Bruyne, Rodri midfield. Kovacic playing an Ilkay Gundogan role, De Bruyne chief creator, and Rodri being Rodri. That would be an spectacle.
I think Haaland starts. The only spot that I can debate right now for me in my head is right wing.
So left wing.
At left wing, I think Jack Grealish. He's not played for a bit. Don't think he starts Doku.
Bernardo, right? Has to be right wing then.
So it'd be Bernardo or Foden, wouldn't it? But I personally, I think it'd be Bernardo because the way that Kyle Walker pushes up the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of that in the chat section there. Says Grealish, Haaland, Bernardo Silva. Also says Grealish must start 4-4-4. Says I think Grealish. Yeah. I think that's it. I genuinely think that's it. Doku, says Philip. I don't think so, Philip, mate. I just don't. I don't think. To be fair, we have seen Grealish and Doku start before. We have seen them both start with Doku playing right wing. I just don't think it'll be this game that we see that. That's sick. Wow, they're all on trend. Yeah, I just think it'll be that 4-4-4 says Haaland won't start, but I think Haaland will start.
I got a weird feeling he will start. I think he's further along in his recovery than people think.
I think Pep was pissed about the flick at the end by Doku to get to the corner.
He was poor. He was poor against Tottenham. He really was. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. He came on and he came on and he did the one thing that you just can't do in a situation like that, which is give the ball away and be wasteful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably wasteful.
Sometimes KDB likes to drift on that right hand side, so I'm not sure Kyle will push up that much. Yeah, Raphael, but even if Kyle doesn't push up that much and KDB does drift out there, then obviously Bernardo Silva will be able to just tuck inside a little bit. So yeah, I think that's that. I think we've got a good chance of that being the team.
This team is a scary team, man. That is a serious lineup, man.
It's actually
Haaland and De
wild
Bruyne.
that there is a team that's not got John Stones in it, not got Phil Foden in it, not got Julian Alvarez in it, not got Phil. I don't know whoever else I'm missing. It's mad to think that that team there is still like it can still have other players in which is still sick.
I feel really good, man. I feel really good that everybody's back. I mean, people saying no Foden. I've always maintained that my favourite front three is Grealish, Haaland, Foden, and it still is. That hasn't changed.
Do you remember that the 6-3 against United was wild?
Yeah, man. The memories. Oh, so cold that day. So good.
But I'm enjoying Phil Foden in his midfield arc right now. I think he could probably come on for Kevin De Bruyne at some point. I'd honestly, to be honest, I'd love to start Rodri, Foden, and Kev. I don't see that happening. I think you could start Foden right wing, Grealish left wing. I think you could start that. But I think Pep will go with Bernardo.
Well, we're gonna have to stick with something. So are we gonna stick with this?
I mean, I guess so. I think that's what Pep goes with. So
I think so too. And I hope he does, because then, Mohammed, your super chat about goal difference, I feel a lot better about it. I think there's a lot of goals to be got here. Kill the game early, and you could bring on then your Mateus Nunes's, Rico Lewis's. You could give Akanji minutes then. John Stones, start getting some minutes into legs of players who need them. So yeah, I feel very good about it. 4-4. I don't care who starts. We just need a 3-0 minimum. 4-0 minimum. Catch up on that goal difference. 4-4-4-4.
4-0 sorts us that goal difference out.
Yeah, 4-0 would absolutely nice us. So that's our team. Ederson, Vardiol, Ake, Diaz, Walker, Rodri, Kovacic, De Bruyne, Grealish, Haaland, Bernardo. Give me your W's or L's in the chat. Let me know what you think of that team. And we'll have to see what Pep goes with tomorrow night, of course. Let's do some score predictions. I'll start because for those of you who watch the Big Six, you already know, and I'm sticking with this. Sometimes I do different ones on City Extra than I do in Big Six, it's kind of weird, really. But I'm going to go with the 4-0 City, and I'm adamant that Erling Haaland.
I was going 4-0 as well. I have the 4-0 feeling. I think we get a clean sheet, and I do think we get a 4-0 win.
Yep.
I just think any win is massive. Yeah, you're right also. But I think we win 4-0. I think we close that goal difference up. I think Haaland if we're scoring that amount of goals, Haaland gets a hat-trick.
He's due one, man. He's not got one this season, has he?
Has he not? That's mad. I didn't realise that. That's mad. Yeah, Boy needs to step up. Boy needs to step up.
So anyway, so we're both saying 4-0. Loads of people in the chat. Everyone's predicting a City win. Only a couple of people predicting Burnley to score goals, but we'll have to see. Don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate anybody. Oh, we got a hat-trick against Fulham. He did. I was actually at the game. I was there. I was at the game. I saw it. Yeah, big of Haaland. So we'll see him tomorrow, hopefully. That's kind of it, really. We've gone over everything. The press conference, everyone's back in training. Kyle Walker stays as captain. Predicted 11, score predictions. Is there anything I'm missing that we need to go over? I don't think so.
No, I think we're good. Just as like some quick news, obviously I know that it's the Big Steve show later on in it, so we won't really like get a chance to say this. But Watford apparently are interested in loaning Mika Hamilton. But City are adamant about Mika Hamilton staying with the club, which is good. Which is nice to hear from City.
It's a good sign for Mika Hamilton if the club are adamant to keep him, because we know from experience that if the club are willing to loan you out, you're not really part of the plans. You're for the future, or at least properly. if they're adamant to keep you and Pep wants to keep you in and around the squad, there's a plan. They see progression for you. They see a pathway for you into the first team. So hopefully he doesn't push for a move to get, regular football somewhere kind of thing, and doesn't do that. And he just backs the what is it again? The word, the process. Trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process.
Guardiola.
And
So, yeah.
the only other thing after that was that Villa have signed Morgan Rogers, ex-City Donny, and City going to receive 25% of the transfer fee. They have agreed an £8 million transfer fee. Wow. But there's £7 million in add-ons. So do the add-ons count in that? Because if the add-ons don't count in that, then that's what, 2 mil for City. But, when I read that, the £8 million deal plus £7 million add-ons, I read it as 7 million of the 8 mil. His add-ons, but it's not. So it's like a £15 million deal in total.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good business. Keeps the big wheel turning. Keeps money coming into the club. That's the way we operate. We know this.
CFG.
Once again, people, reminder that I'm going to play this again, actually.
Tonight on the Big Steve Show, Kevin Horlock, live at 7 p.m. only on City Extra.
Wow. That edit was clean. The voiceover.
Wow, that voiceover was sick. Yo, that voiceover artist needs a raise, man. He was sick. We got to get him back in, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Can he do it again?
Tonight on the Big Steve Show, Kevin Hall. On City Extra.
So, for those of you who can't tell by our voiceover guy, Big Steve is live at 7 p.m. here on the channel. Just himself and Kevin Horlock, ex-Manchester City player. Like I said, over 200 appearances for the club. I think he's got like 30, 40 goals as well for the club from what I saw. Obviously, a big name in the history of Manchester City Football Club. Make sure you're there to get your questions in for Big Steve and Kevin Horlock. I'm sure they'll talk about his City career. They'll probably talk about City today and then get Kevin Horlock's opinions on what's going on right now and the treble season. There's so much to talk about, and Kevin Horlock is undoubtedly a great person to talk to. I'm actually genuinely really excited to sit down and watch that and see what those two have to say. So get in nice and early. It is scheduled now. Are we able to redirect?
This will redirect over, yeah.
He's always one step ahead of me, this Jody Porty guy. You know that, man? What a guy. Make sure you're there, chat. Make sure you're there. They'll probably touch on the Burnley game as well tomorrow. I'd say they might just give their brief thoughts. So there's loads to look forward to. Jody Porty is live tomorrow for the watch along with
Oliver Lowe, which is the Hot Ones guy.
The Hot Ones guy, yes. For those of you who saw the first episode of Hot Ones, it was with Ollie. Ollie is the new addition to City Extra. He is hopefully going to join Jordan for most of, if not all, the watch-alongs. So you're going to have duo watch-alongs again. Jordan is going to have someone with him back beside him to bounce off and chat shit with. Ollie seems like a really cool guy. I'm yet to meet him, but I am looking forward to watching the watch-along you two tomorrow. So get into the watch-along and show support to Ollie. Get to know him. Show him love. We like to welcome everybody, all our great guests, anybody who joins the channel. We are a community. We are one big community, and like I said, I'm looking forward to that. So Horlock tonight, can't wait. Jody Porty and Ollie tomorrow, can't wait. It's a great time to be a City Extra subscriber. It's exciting times. Let's try this again, bro. One more time.
Tonight on the Big Steve Show, Kevin Horlock, live at 7 p.m. only on City Extra.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. Right, people, we're going to wrap it up. Make sure to hit a like on the stream on your way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. Get locked in. This is going to redirect you straight over to the stream for Big Steve and Kevin Horlock. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll do a review after the game tomorrow. And then Jordan will see you tomorrow for the watch along. Enjoy your evening, Blues. Good night and God bless.
Good night.